Okay, I'm just going to start my hollowing, and I'm going to start it with a Forstner bit, a 2-inch bit. And I'm going to go down as far as I can get with it, and then I'll swap over to my 1/2 inch to get on the rest of the way down into the bottom. So most of my hollowing will be done with my 3/8 ball gouge. The way I like to do that is get all the way down in the bottom, come across with a pull cut, and then a scrape up the wall as far as I can go. Once I get as far as I can go, I'll use this carbide cutter, and I'll get in here around this shoulder as far as I can get in there, and then I'll switch to this carbide cutter to get into this area. Either this, or I'll use my round nose scraper. Round nose scraper works very well for hollowing end grain. But anyway, we're going to get started here. I'm just going to get this Forstner bit as far in there as I can. I'm going to turn it all the way down. And just start trying to... You want to start off very carefully, so that you don't get this thing out of screw. Got my mark right here. It's going to be a job getting this old girl hollowed out. That's some hard wood. But we're going to hollow it anyway. You can't let it win. Okay, I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out, and I'm going to try to get up in this area here. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to start out with my round nose scraper. Let's see how... Yeah, that's nice. That one's getting to work. One thing I need to be careful of, though, is I've already machined this edge for my top. Just don't get aggressive. Let her eat. Now, what I'm shooting for is about a 1/4 inch thickness, maybe a little smaller. I'm not worried if you can see through this, through all of this stuff. That's not my concern on this piece. But what I want to do is I just want it to feel lightweight. So anyway, here we go. I'm going switching my bowl gouge. Okay, one thing that may help while you're hollowing is if you'll turn your headstock just at a slight cant out of alignment, then you can stand up here to the side to do your hollowing. So I've never tried it before, but I was just thinking, well, maybe, you know, it might not be a bad idea, and I'm going to give it a try. Let's see how it works. This way I'm not leaning over the lathe trying to get my work done. It's way more comfortable. got to be kind of careful here, because I'm starting to get pretty deep, and my tools really aren't designed to get there. But you can tell it's about 3/16, quarter inch, down to about here, and I'm starting to get to having a tough time with my 3/8 ball gouge. But as long as I keep it sharp, it'll keep making the cut. And all I'm doing is I'm getting all the way in the bottom, and I'm cutting across from my 1/2 inch hole in there. I'm cutting across to the side, and then moving up the wall as far as I can go. I've already cut around this corner and down to about here. Now all I'm doing is hollowing from here down. So anyway, I'm going to keep on going. Okay, just a reminder to wear your safety equipment. Yep, I did it. Getting a little bit too deep really for my tools, and as I was coming up this wall here, I caught one of these edges, and it just all flew apart. I'm still going to try to fix it. I'm going to put it back together. I'm going to glue it back together and tape it up real good. I got some of that reinforced tape, and I'll just tape the whole thing really good, and I'm going to keep working on this, and hopefully it won't come apart again. But remember, stay out of the line of fire. I was back over here working, you know, and it all happened. I didn't get a scratch. So anyway, I'm going to try to find all of these pieces. I found these so far, and I'm hoping I can find the others. I believe I'm missing one more big piece. But anyway, I'm gonna get started on that, and I'll be back a little bit later. Okay, I think I found the culprit. See where all that glue is in there? I believe that little hole right there grabbed my gouge, and it just blew this whole piece apart. But I'm going to fix this thing. Like I said, you can't let it win, right? Well, we'll see. It's going to be me or him. We'll see. I'm sorry, ma'am. We've done all we can. We'll just have to wait and see if he can pull through on his own. Oh my goodness. I'll be lucky if I keep this thing together. But I'm going to finish it. I believe the tape will be strong enough to hold it together while I finish turning. But I'm going to wait until tomorrow so all this glue can set. And I'll go ahead and I'll finish hollowing the outside, and I'll come back and very carefully re-scrape this and get it all trued back up. Hopefully, I'm missing one or two little pieces right here. I just can't find them. I'm hoping it'll just add to the character. I don't really know, but I hate giving up on this project because it's been a good challenge. Anytime you've got something with a lot of holes like this, it's always a big challenge, especially if you don't have tools that are really designed to reach that far. The best tool I have is my 3/8 bowl gouge, and you can see that's good Lord, that's 6 inches over the tool rest. So you know, they're really not designed for that. So I'll probably tear it apart again. If I do, it'll be firewood. But I've had this piece of wood sitting around the shop for a long time, and I really would like to see something come out of it. I like working with this pecan. Okay, well, it's been a couple hours. I couldn't just leave it alone. What I'm going to do, instead of trying to machine this back with my tools, I'm going to try a little bit more gentle approach and use a piece of sandpaper wrapped around this block of wood, and I'm just going to try to hold it this way to get it straight and flat again. This is 100 grit sandpaper. Get my glasses on. That way I can get my top glued on it tonight, and then it'll help reinforce everything once I get going again tomorrow. I'm only hollowed down to about here, so I've still got a good long way to go. I'll probably end up just using this carbide cutter. It's a lot less aggressive, but it'll take me longer, but maybe it'll work out okay for me. But I'm just going to try to flatten this surface. How about that? Alright. Now I'll just cut my top. I'm gonna make it out of this piece of cherry right here, and it's gonna mount on there. Okay, got me a nice flat spot on there now. I got my cherry, got the bottom flattened out. Just gonna get me some glue on here. And for some reason my glue don't want to come out of the bottle tonight. Alright, just gonna get it all over. I know only part of it is gonna actually be on there, but alright, got my center mark on here. I'm just going to clamp this up and let her go for the night. I can get it back on there. There we go. Just give it a little bit of a twist there. A good clamping pressure, not too much. I've got all those pieces that are still trying to bond together. Still hoping I can keep them together. So anyway, there she is. That's all I'll be able to do tonight. I'll be back first thing in the morning when all this glue's set up real good, and I'm gonna get right back to work. This is gonna make my tools even harder to get down in there. Okay, well, here's the moment of truth. The glue's good and dry now. It's been drying all night. So maybe I can get this thing going my way. I'm just going to try to true this top up and go ahead and get it hollowed out and all that, and I'm going to get back in here and go back to work on the hollowing. I've got just a little bit more to go down there, and anyway, let's see what we get. Well, okay, I've got the lid shaped pretty much to what I'm wanting. Now I'm going to try to shape the inside of this lid so I can get in there and get back busy again. You may get to see this thing fly off the lathe again. I'm just going to use scraping cuts in here. Not core cuts, scraping cuts. Just to shape the inside of the lid. Okay, well, the hollowing actually went better than what I thought. I'm down to about here now, and but I'm not going to go any further. It's getting a lot of chatter and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go any further, but I'm about an inch from the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up my little soft center and take this tape off and go ahead and resand this thing. So let me see if I can find the tape. There's part of it. Get this stuff off. Okay, what I'm doing now, all these areas where the pieces are glued back together, I'm just going back with my pocket knife and scraping, just kind of scraping those joints, because you know they're not perfect, of course. So and I'm just trying to smooth them up before I start sanding. And the way I do that, I'm just using my pocket knife like a card scraper. Just standing straight up and just scraping down these joints. And it really works well. Probably just, okay, it worked out good. But I believe that's got all my cracks now. I can get back and I can go back and sand all this, and I should be in as good a shape as I was. Take a black magic marker and go back through and start hitting all those areas, and I'll be back whenever I get that done. Alright. Okay, well, the tongue oil is pretty much cured. A little bit right there. But I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and try the friction polish before I continue on. And what I've done is I've got this friction polish. I made it up myself basically from a recipe that Eric Anderson has on YouTube. It's worked good for me so far, and it seems to hold up well. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to rub it on instead of putting it on with a lathe. So I'm just going to get me a good bit on my paper towel here and start rubbing. Just rub it on there, mainly because I don't know how it's going to react with the all these little holes that I've got. But I'll just put it on here, and then I'll spin the lathe up. It may not work at all. I'm already losing parts of my paper towel. I may just try to put it on this way. wasn't too bad, I don't think. Kind of tore up my paper towel a little bit, but let's see what we get. Alright, let's see what we got here. Got that one, couple of pieces. I wonder if a cloth would actually work better. But the good thing is that stuff doesn't stick. I should be able to just blow it out with air. Yeah, I think that's going to be alright. May continue on with this friction polish. I believe I will. I'm just going to keep on trucking with it. Got her all mounted up in my vase mount to cut this tenon off. Got my finish on there. I really like that. I love that finish. It's that's some good stuff. If you want to know how to make it, just go to Eric Anderson's website. He's got the recipe, and he makes some to show you how to make it. That's Eric Anderson. He's a very good wood turner also. So, alright. I'm going to try to nibble this because I'm still worried about it wanting to come apart or something like that. So I'm just going to be nibbling and hoping I don't get hit in the face. Very light cut. I just want to concave the bottom a little bit and maybe get some decorative lines in. Make sure this stuff stays tight. Because this base jig that I've got here depends solely on pressure from the tailstock to keep this thing in line. So you have to be very careful, or you'll throw something out of here. Doing is just nibbling away. But I'll be back once I get the bottom. Once I get this bottom off. Alright, I'm just getting it sanded up on the bottom. And then what I'll do is I'll just put a coat of wax on the bottom. Okay. What I've done now, I've come in here with my skew and I've cut this nub down about as far as I dare. And what I'll do is I'll just take this off the lathe and I'll break that nub off and sand it down good and flat. I'll sand the bottom down to about 220, sand it, and I'll put some wax on the bottom of it. Okay, well I'll be back when I'm done with this thing. Well, okay. Here we are. I think it looks pretty good. It took longer than what I thought, but and I didn't start out wanting this video to be a repair video, but it turned out to be one anyway. But you can't hardly see the cracks and stuff in here at all. I mean, if you're looking for them, of course you'll find them, but that really turned out good. The friction polish worked out really good. Like I said, send Eric Anderson a comment and tell him thanks for showing people how to make that stuff. It's a good hard finish. It's shellac based, and it makes a really good finish. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll tune in for my next one. I believe my natural edge bowl that I was doing in the other series, it's just about ready. I've had it sitting in the house for about the last 10 days in front of the wood heater, and you know, with the blower blowing on it. So it's pretty dry, and it's warped up pretty good. So hopefully by next week I'll be able to get that thing out and finish it up. And with that, I'll say y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all later.